associate with people who are likely to improve you. Seneca.
The reason why I didn't respect my so-called stepfathers growing up was because they would jump immediately into the parent role and skip everything else. You cannot come into a life of a woman with children and expect the kids to automatically respect you or automatically look at you as a father figure. Especially when the children are older, it don't work like that. So these men would come in and immediately try to assert dominance, put their foot down, start throwing out all these rules and regulations, and I wasn't going for it. I was very much a, you're not my dad, get the fuck out of my face type child. I was very much a, you're not my dad, get the fuck out. I never liked.
Have you wondered why many modern men are ducking the stepdad role? For other men, it's an experience that leaves them in a mental, financial, and emotional deficit. I was that other man. Yo, let's get it.
I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah.
Welcome back to the channel. Tis the stepdaddy season. Every human down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the stepdad, who was often forgotten, did not. The stepdad hated Christmas, the whole stepdad season. Yo, don't ask why, you already know the reason. Yo, I remember the exact moment I peeped being a ghost in my own relationship. My ex-fiance's daughter had a birthday party, friends and family, including her distant dad, who ironically became the main event. It wasn't intentionally mean-spirited or malicious. It was a simple, brutal fact of psychological erasure. In Shorty's world, on that day, my role didn't exist. And right then, I had to face the hidden truth of being a stepdad. You can give everything you have and still suffer a psychological weight of feeling like you're nothing.
God damn!
Hey, yo, that feeling is something thousands of men navigate in silence every single day. They enter a blended family with the best intentions. But real talk, nobody talks about the psychological battle that's waiting. You're fighting against feelings of rejection, a profound identity crisis, and a slow erosion of your sense of self. It's the feeling of being a permanent outsider in the one place you're supposed to call home. Let's be clear, my story isn't about regret. It's an honest conversation about the deep hidden psychological struggles of being a stepdad and why so many good men end up feeling completely and utterly lost. One of the first and hardest psychological truths a stepdad learns is that he isn't the biological father.
No.
This creates painful cognitive dissonance, a battle between the expectations to be a dad and the reality that you lack the shared history or biological link. This triggers a deep and stressful confusion about your role, a condition known as role ambiguity. Hey, yo, a lot of chicks talk that stepdaddy season talk until dude acts like a dad. What do I mean? Putting her kids' asses in check.
What?
My fault. Her kids can run up a check, not be checked. Congratulations, my guy. You have now made it to step trick daddy status.
I know that's right!
Let's keep it a stack. Who are you supposed to be? A friend? A mentor? A disciplinarian? You are often a confusing mix of them all, and sometimes none. You're trying to navigate a minefield with no grid, where the psychological rules can change at any moment. Yo, in my situation, you would have thought we were a mafia crime family. I was the foot soldier.
Who?
Shorty's kid was the Don, and her mom was the consigliere. I never confronted Shorty's kid directly. When I did, I used her mom's name like a broken shield. Dirty dishes in the sink? I'm going to tell your moms. Clothes on the floor? Your mom wouldn't like your room to be dirty. iPad before homework? Does your mom allow screen time before homework?
Beta!
This leads to what is for many men the most painful part, rejection. It's often not a dramatic scene, but a quiet, persistent ache of being tolerated, not embraced. It's being the last person a child turns to, a constant, subtle reminder that you are an addition to a family that was whole long before you. The kids, through no fault of their own, are often caught in a parent trap. What do I mean? family over everything. Real talk, they may feel that liking you, let alone loving you, is a betrayal of their biological dad.
This nigga must be crazy.
This internal conflict can manifest resistance, emotional distance, or defiance. Yo, the hardest part is realizing the pace of the relationship is entirely out of your control, leaving you with a feeling of powerlessness that creates anxiety, frustration, and deep loneliness inside your own crib. You become an easy target for the grief over the finality or alleged finality of their parents' split. On top of the emotional hurdles, being a stepdad comes with hella psychological pressures nobody mentions. First, there's the financial strain. Many stepdads invest significant financial resources into the household, but don't have the final authority in the major decisions. Hey, yo, real talk. Personally, after 3 cohabitation relationships in my lifetime, I say confidently, my guy, don't do that shit.
Nope.
When chicks get in their feelings and you live with them, you find out just how worthless she thinks you are. Dead ass. How many videos are there where a dude living with a chick is paying all her bills only to get tossed out like DJ Jazzy Jeff when she's in her mood? Yo, this imbalance, total responsibility with little to no authority, is super crazy to me. It's a perfect recipe for psychological stress and resentment if not addressed openly and constantly. You're paying the course, but who's the boss?
Message.
And then there's Shorty Ghost of the previous smash, the biological father. His presence or absence psychologically controls your movements.
Huh?
If he's involved, you got to navigate a complex family triangle, respecting a bond that predates you, which can make you seem like a secondary character. Yo, imagine being a co star in your movie, an NPC in your adventure, a passenger in your whip. You're a good guy, so you encourage the relationship because it's vital for the kid's well being.
Stop the cap.
No, because trying to replace their dad will almost always end in the dub. But RMP, what if the father isn't around? Glad you asked. You either become the hero or the villain.
Halfway.
Sadly, this is a situation where many men become emotionally and mentally drained. When a biological father is absent or is a source of pain, you might feel the pressure of a savior complex, the urge to fix the past, but you can't. My guy, those wounds aren't yours to heal, and attempting to do so is psychologically and emotionally futile and ultimately impossible. I have a video on why men feel compelled to put on a mask and cape to become the hero in their relationships. Yo, this unhealthy dynamic puts a huge strain on everyone. The kids are stuck in the middle, trying to figure out their feelings for 2 father figures. They might even engage in attachment seeking behavior, testing your limits to see if you'll stick around, which, unless you have a monk's level of patience and understanding, you're psychologically cooked. Have you ever been in a situation with a shorty and her disrespectful badass kids?
How dare you?
You know the package deal. They talk back to you, don't listen, and constantly remind you that you're not their real father. You didn't cause their trauma, yet you will pay for it. Most men eventually find this emotional price too high a bill. Perhaps the most insidious danger of being a stepdad is the psychological damage it can inflict on your relationship, the very foundation of this blended family. Real talk, many men assume their love for their shorty will conquer all, but the unique stresses of a step family can fracture the strongest relationships. Your chick is often caught in the middle, psychologically torn between her loyalty to her children and her commitment to you. Fellas, let's keep it 100. No woman is choosing a man over her kids, let alone a stepdad. So why should you choose her kids over you? Just me? Part of my projection. I digress. She's also prioritizing her own feelings and her children's emotional needs while you're dealing with feelings of rejection and invalidation. This can turn into a painful negative feedback loop. You feel like an outsider, so you fall back. Your shorty sees your withdrawal as a lack of support. The kids peep this tension and may act out more, perpetuating the cycle.
So fucking tired of this shit. Fuck this shit.
It's a perfect storm for emotional distance. You feel your connection attempts are constantly being ignored and your own emotional needs are being sidelined. This can trigger feelings of guilt or failure, causing you to shut down and widen the gap between you. Suddenly, your down ass chick seems more like a down bad chick. I experienced this firsthand. I hinted at it earlier in the video. My ex's daughter had a birthday party, which for me marked the beginning of the end of our relationship. Let's be clear, I thought our blended family dynamic was okay. I came with no kids, Shorty had one. I stayed out of the business between Shorty and her baby dad, and she never brought it to me until this birthday event. Shorty came to me all stressed out because her baby father flaked on his share of the rental spot payment at the last minute. So I stepped in, no pun intended.
Bruh.
Let's be clear, the relationship dynamic with his involvement in his child's life was financially and emotionally out of sight, out of mind. Another piece to this story involves a Pikachu. Shorty's daughter was in love with this character. During that time, Build-A-Bear had these limited edition Pokemon. I ordered her a custom-made Pikachu as a present, which had crazy different functions. I had to include them all. The day arrives, and we are at the spot where family and friends are having a good time. Then her baby father pops out. My emotional side was,
What's good, Nyaka?
my rational side was, it's his daughter's birthday. What was crazy to me, dude received a hero's welcome like he just came back home from war. Big smiles and hugs all around. Fast forward, Shorty's daughter is opening gifts. She's sitting in a chair on this small platform with all her gifts on one table. She asks her dad to stand next to her while she opens her present. I can't front, that stung.
God damn.
But what happened next was diabolical. Hey yo, this nigga picks up the Pikachu and presents it like he bought it. I think to myself, should I look petty and ruin the moment, or do I be the supportive step dummy?
Beta.
Yo, real talk, the whole situation felt like an out of body experience. I watched her happily jump up and hug her pops as I watched on the sidelines. I realized that will always be my spot. What co-signed it was that I left and went to the bar for at least 45 minutes to get my mind right. And nobody checked for me, which brings me to my final point. So what's the answer, RMP? Glad you asked. A life of feeling like a secondhand option, being seen only when it benefits Shorty and her kids, trying to fix trauma you didn't create?
Nope.
Hell no. If you're like me and many other men who don't deal with single mothers, real talk, the expected sacrifices of a step dummy only benefit people who could walk away at any moment and permanently cut any connection or investment you once had.
Damn, son.
However, playing devil's advocate, there is a psychological shift known as cognitive reframing, changing your entire perspective. It starts by accepting the limits of your role. You are not a replacement dad. You are something new. Your job isn't to fix what was broken, it's to be a steady, supportive presence. Real talk, this requires incredible patience and emotional intelligence to understand that a child's resistance is rarely personal. It's a symptom of their own grief and loyalty conflicts. When a child says, "You're not my real dad," we feel hurt and possibly rejected. The powerful move is to understand the fear behind the words and depersonalize the comment, preserving your own mental health. My guy, being a stepdad is playing the long game. It's showing up consistently without demanding validation. It's finding small ways to connect, sharing a hobby, helping with homework, or just being present. It's about respecting boundaries and letting their mom take the lead when necessary. Trust is built brick by painful brick over years. The goal isn't to win overnight love, it's to earn their respect over time. The real question you gotta ask yourself is, shorty caking like that?
Oh, that's nasty.
Nah. Do love and patience conquer all? Listen up, fellas. Being a stepdad is one of the most psychologically demanding roles a man could take on. The downside, the rejection, the identity crisis, the relationship strain, it's all real and profoundly painful. But admitting this hidden truth isn't a sign of failure. It's the first step toward building resilience of the situation you want. Yo, thanks for watching and being part of this tough but important conversation. If this resonated with you, drop your comments down below. How did you deal with a disrespectful baby father or his kids? If you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications for more honest talks about modern family life. Your story matters, and remember, you're not on this journey alone. Stay resilient.
Happy Kwanzaa, brother man and sister man.